Mr. Evans, it seemed to many of us today that the Prime Minister put the ball firmly back in the trade union court. In effect, said to you, OK, what does responsible mean? What does flexible mean? Have you any positive response to him?
Yes, if he meant that the ball was back in our court in terms of, yes, I agree with you, you can bargain freely with employers. It's a ball we'd like to keep in our court for quite some time. I think that we will have responsible settlements. While we've laid down no guidelines ourselves, of course, as an executive, we have told our members that the criteria in bargaining should be, one, to improve their living standards, have regard, of course, to the profitability of the undertaking that they're working for, and to be absolutely sure that it doesn't mean increasing the price of the commodity or the loss of jobs as a consequence.
So therefore
that's a responsible way to bargain.
Therefore, the kind of demand that you put into Fords, who you say are profitable,
yes,
is not the same demand as you would put into Leyland or to British Steel.
Oh, no, absolutely. The demands that we put in at Fords is related specifically to the profitability of Ford. You see, the government provided us with something which we'd never had before. It's called the Employment Protection Act, and there's a provision within it which provides for the company to disclose information about its profitability, etc., and to give us the maximum information about production, about absenteeism, etc., etc. And it's based on the government's provision of the disclosure of information that we've drawn up our claim.
Can I ask you then, not to pick a specific figure overall, but from your knowledge of the way things are going, do you think, what kind of norm do you think we're going to have at the end of this round of wage negotiations?
Well, it's very difficult, really, to assess. If one takes the Prime Minister's speech this morning, when he said, for example, that the metal workers in Germany are getting increases of 5%, and their rate of inflation is somewhere around about 3%. Well, if you look at the improvements in their living standards, which are obtained as a consequence, when you have, shall we say, a norm of 5 and inflation running at 8, now my little calculator works out that we're entitled to something around about 12.5%.
Do you reckon that's how it may end up in this next round?
Well, I don't know, it might be more in some cases, it might be less in others. I really would not go into the sort of...
But that's what we can expect, something like 12.5% you think is the kind of thing that the movement as a whole should be aiming for?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I'm answering the question, what I think might happen, not what the movement should ask for, because the movement will ask for what, in fact, they think the company can afford to pay.
Mr. Evans, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.